my enchant peeps, I'm back with Tarot Tuesday today, and I'm going to do the rest of the questions for the January Tarot Challenge. I know January is over, but I thought I would save the last 5 questions for today, seeing as I was going to talk about tarot. So the first question, question number, I think, 27, is there a time and place for tarot? Do you have a specific time, a specific place that you read tarot? For myself, I would say, like, every morning I do a card draw. I will pull a card, from, it's actually from an Oracle deck that I'm using this year for my daily card. But then in the evening, I'll pull a tarot card in the evening, especially when I'm getting to know a deck. Like right now, I'm getting to know the Wildwood Tarot, so I'm pulling a card from that deck every evening just to kind of get to know it better. And I kind of will read tarot anytime, anywhere. I have a deck in my purse for like tarot emergencies. You never know when they're going to happen. I do read on Sundays at a local metaphysical shop, professionally. But, for me, myself, like if there's something I really want to know about, yes, I'll take out the cards. But I do try to do about twice a month, sit down and do kind of a full reading for myself, like usually around the full moon, and then sometimes a little bit later I'll do like a reading as well and take notes on that. It's sort of a more full one. But if there's something I just kind of want to know about, I might just pull one card. So I'm kind of like anytime, any place kind of tarot person. The next question was, is there someone you know that's against tarot? I would say actually yes. My family is fairly religious. They're quite strict Catholics, although some members of my family are more so than others. Most of my family does not have a problem with it, and they're actually like pretty interested in it. It's funny, even people that are like professed to be very religious are like, oh, can you read my cards later? But my dad is, he does not like this kind of stuff, and we just don't talk about it. So, which is fine. I mean, it's not for everyone, and if that's how he feels, that's fine. I respect that, and he doesn't really say anything to me either about it, so that's fine. Next question was, do you have a mentor? And no, I actually don't have a mentor. I kind of, taught myself over the years, and it would have been nice when I was younger to have a mentor, that's for sure, but no, I don't really have a mentor. Though I have to say though, there's lots of people in the community I look up to. There's lots of people on YouTube who I just think are, amazing tarot readers, and I really like their style, and I definitely get inspiration from them. The next question was, do you use other forms of divination? Yes, I do. Besides tarot, I use all sorts of different oracle decks. I also use runes. I use Lenormand. I actually found I really like coupling Lenormand with tarot because I find it gives a really good, specific sort of picture. I'm really enjoying that. I actually use a variation of the Celtic Cross, kind of putting it into a 9-card grid and then putting the Lenormand over top. And I just find it adds so much information. I really enjoy doing it. I might do a separate video about that if anyone's interested about how I kind of do that. I like using Oracle. I think it adds a lot. I like using angel cards and god and goddess cards. I also include runes because I think runes kind of give you a good idea of where the energy's flowing. Let's see, what else do I use? Astrology. I also do astrology. I do like birth charts and numerology, so I incorporate, I use those as well. I know a little bit of I Ching. I just love all sorts of forms of divination, and tarot is just one of them. So it's my main one for sure, and the one I've been working with the longest, but I do love all forms of divination, so I quite enjoy that. I've also started to learn a little bit of tea leaf reading, so I enjoy that too. So yeah, so that's what I use. And then I think the last question, and I hope I'm not missing any, is just asking us to pull a card for February, for the energies for February. So before I do that, I just want to say thank you to Ethne for coming up with this challenge, which is amazing. I've enjoyed it so much, and I've enjoyed watching other people's answers as well. It's been so much fun, and I enjoy it, and I've learned a lot, and I hope I haven't missed any questions. I was trying to just remember in my head which ones. So for the last part, it kind of segues very nicely into, I picked up a new deck. I know. I've picked up some new decks recently. But Chapters, which is a bookstore in Canada, had a promotion on in January where if you spent so much money, they gave you a $10 sort of gift card to spend between February 1st and February 10th. So I was in like my local Kohl's store, which is like a division of Chapters, and they have like a limited number of decks in there. So I was in there, I was kind of hemming and hawing because like I was like, oh, you know, which one do I want? And this one I'd been seeing for a while and I was kind of calling to me, but I'd seen it on other people's channels and thought, oh, I don't know, it looks kind of sweet and kind of like maybe like a little too sweet, and I don't know if I'll like it. But I saw it and I was like, well, I've got this $10 card. I actually have another one as well, so I'll probably go get another deck. We'll see. But I decided I would just go for it because it wasn't that much money anyway, and actually I'm quite glad I did. So anyway, it is the Guardian Angel Tarot Cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. You can't see it, but there's actually little sparkles on the cover. Woo. Yeah, they don't show up here, but in real life, trust me, there's some little sparkles going on there. So typical kind of Hay House box. It's got the chunky book. These cards, somebody, I think it was New Age Hipster, described it as a warm hug from Grandma, and I would say yes, they are. So, I'll show you. They've got the gilded edges. Shiny. And then the back. This artwork makes me think of, like 1950s Victorian style, you know, they would harken back to Victorian style catechism books. And also to, I don't know, being raised Catholic, those little cards they would give you of like saints with prayers on the back, they would kind of be in this style. It totally makes me think of that. So that's what the back looks like. This is the front. As you can see, almost half the card is taken up by text of what the card means, which I I think might be a problem for some people. I kind of just ignore it. I don't really mind. And I think it could be very helpful for somebody, you know, beginning reading tarot. This would be kind of a good thing. But as you can see by the artwork, totally makes me think of catechism and of those Bibles with pictures in them. Yeah. So it is sort of makes, you know, kind of makes you think of Grandma and stuff. So anyway, they've changed some of the, well, a lot of the names of the cards. I don't mind too much, and you can almost try to kind of treat this as an oracle deck. This is the Fool. It says a new beginning. The Magician is manifest your dreams. High Priestess, go within. Let's see what else. I won't show you the whole deck, but there is embrace those around you for the Hierophant, so it's about tradition. This makes me think of Victoria and Albert. Open your heart by the style of the art there. Be open to success. These cards kind of stick together at first. I have to say, I did have to pull them apart. Okay, there's a Chariot. There's a unicorn on here. You know I love unicorns. Fair decision. They put justice in the 8 position as opposed to strength, which is fine. I mean, some decks do that anyway. This totally makes me think Catholic school. Little cherubs. Inner strength. Got the girl with the cat. They've changed. Just gonna flip through here quickly. The Devil got changed to choose freedom. If the wands are action, so it's like Ace of Action, 2 of Action, and each ace has a little cherub on it. There you go, nice little chubby cherub. And let's see, what else do we have here? The water, pardon me, cups is Ace of Emotion. There's a cherub there. And then they've changed the court cards too. So the pages have become messengers, which, I mean, it's fitting, they are. The knights are helpers, the queens are healers, and the kings are guardians. I have to say there's not a lot of racial diversity in here. No. But there is, there's at least one cherub, but they could have, I think they could have done better with that. But considering the artwork style that they're using, unfortunately there wasn't, you know, a lot of diversity back then in art which, you know, is unfortunate, but, you know, that would have been nice, but, you know, if you can see past that, that's fine. Yeah, so, but I did notice that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, and it is thought for pardon me, it's thought for swords, so you have like the 2 of thoughts, the 3 of thoughts, and then abundance for pentacles, which makes sense there. Oh, and they do have, there's a little more diversity there, but that's really it. So, yeah, so that is the deck. There we go. Give you an idea of the style that the deck is in. I know a lot of people, there's people who hate this deck, and there's people who love this deck. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I would like this or not. And I was like, well, it's only a few bucks, so if I don't like it, I can, you know, find someone who does and give it to them. But I actually find that I'm liking it. So I am going to work with this for a little bit and just, you know, see how I kind of get along with it and how I feel about that. So we're going to give this, I'm going to give this a shuffle, and I'm going to pull us a card for February for what kind of energy we're going to have for the month. Oh, and one popped out, so I guess it wants to talk to us. And also I wanted to say happy Imbolc for all of you that are celebrating. For those of you on the other side of the world, happy Lammas. I hope that you are having a fabulous summer. Here it is not a celebration of spring. Here it is the middle of winter. It's the halfway mark though. Where I live is about 5 months of winter. It usually starts sometime in November and ends sometime in April. So we are on the halfway mark. So, you know, we're getting there. You have to, if you live here, you have to like winter. If you don't, you're not going to like it. Anyway, so we got the Hermit, or in this case, it's called the Spiritual Teacher. It still looks like Santa. Anyway, it says, there are great rewards in spending time alone. Use those moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. So that's the text on the card there, but I'm just going to treat this like it's a regular old hermit. And so obviously, you know, this is a time of year, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere like me, where it's a time to kind of retreat. February is a month where famously a lot of people get depressed. It's actually the month, so they say that there's the most suicide for students. So it is actually like really a time where people go within, but some people get depressed. So make sure that you're caring for yourself. Make sure you're taking time this month to you know, nurture yourself and have that little bit of downtime, and make sure that you are shining your own light for yourself and not just taking on what other people expect and want from you. And that's something that I really emphasize with the Hermit, that you have to be the light for yourself. You have to decide what it is that you want for you. And I think February is a good month to kind of like go within, especially where I live here, where it's still cold, it's still dark, although it's getting lighter. And so it's a good time to kind of just look within and think and start making plans for the year. It's a good time as well, you know, to maybe look towards, you know, finding a spiritual teacher, or maybe taking some courses that you're interested in as far as spirituality. So, you know, it's okay to be a little hermity this February. That's what I'm getting from this card, that's for sure. To withdraw and just kind of have some hot cocoa and watch some Netflix or TV and curl up and enjoy ourselves. So that's what I am seeing for February, and that's what jumped out here. If anybody has this deck and they have an opinion, put in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.